Welcome to the Grown Woman Podcast
with your host, Marianne and,
of course, Shakia.
Get ready for candid conversations, expert insights, and plenty of laughter along the way.
Of course.
Tune in and join our community of empowered women navigating life's journey with style and grace.
With style and grace. Love it. Tune in to today's episode.
Well, I'm Shakayla, the youngest of 5. Shakia is my older sister, eldest sister. Let me correct it.
Don't too much, okay?
Eldest sister. I am 33 years old, newly engaged. I did start this journey off as a single mother of 3. I got pregnant with twins 3 days after crossing the stage at Tennessee State University. I found out I was pregnant with twins, which is why I'm back here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I would have stayed in Nashville because it's a thriving city. I ended up back in Milwaukee, extremely depressed, did not want to be here. Fell in love with a guy, had another baby. Now I'm a mom of 3. He don't want to act right, so now I'm a single mom of 3, and it's just me and my kids, right? COVID comes, and of course, we're all in the house together, and we're just trying to figure it out. They were driving me crazy, I'm gonna be honest. So I started creating different things. They would see me cook. I'd be like, listen, y'all can cook, but y'all not gonna slow me down. So I decided to get them their own utensils and started to set up my camera. We started going viral, and here we are. So
that is the very accelerated version of that. I kind of want to bring it back to Kay and Pay.
Okay.
How many people know who the cooking twins are? Okay. So Kaden and Payden are the twins, and I want you to go back to, if you're comfortable, right, when they were born. And they were in the hospital for a very long time. And so it was a process. If you could just kind of share that journey of the twins and how they came into this world very uniquely.
So they were, for twins, 33 weeks I feel like is a blessing, but they came in at 33 weeks. I was trying to put a Pop-Tart in the toaster, which caused me to go into labor, but it was actually Kaden. She had a stroke in my womb, which her having that stroke saved her life. She fought her way out, which made me go into labor. And they were only in the hospital Kaden was in for 3 weeks and Payden was 4. Very small. And it's a new challenge. You know, you go from 0 kids to 2. That is a lot. And I was extremely depressed. How do you go from graduating college to becoming a baby mama? Let's be real. It's embarrassing. I was extremely depressed. Without my mother, I would not have made it, y'all. And so, I'm very proud of Kaden and Payden. They are different, but they do what needs to be done, and I'm super grateful for them.
And I share that because so many people in the comments are ruthless online. They say so many things about the twins, but I always want to point out, when you're a mom and you're going through those things and you have to be the one that is the fighter for your kids, and so to share their story and to know the challenges that they went through and to see them now, baby, they thrive. And they come in like, Titi Kia, you don't have no seasonings. I'd be like, I don't. You never cook. I'm like, I don't, right? But to see how they're thriving in life and how you went from shame to actually raising amazing kids that can do amazing things and the world wants them to know, I just always give you your flowers, but I wanted to make sure that the world knew, this is not an easy feat, right? But also talk about, in COVID, what those challenges look like for those that may be like, how am I getting into this business? Why should I get into the business? And what is the story behind that?
Okay, so at the time, I had just got hired at the Milwaukee County. I was working in child support as a paternity paralegal. And they sent me home. They told me I was not an essential worker because I had only been there for 3 months. So I was just like, wow, am I going to lose my job? I didn't know what was going to happen. Nobody knew what was going to happen. COVID was something that took us all by surprise. But they allowed me, they still paid me. So I'm at home and I'm like, okay, I don't have the stress of money. Well, I still have stress of money, but you know what I mean. But I do have the stress of these kids. So 3 kids is a lot. Kaden and Payden at the time were 5. Hayden was 3. So you got 3 kids running around. You're going crazy because you're just in a house. There's nothing to do. Nothing's open. We usually go on do activities every day, all day. So I had to create activities within the home. COVID was a time to grow, right? I didn't get on TikTok immediately. I was a makeup artist. I was just trying to figure out life. But with everybody being in the house, it gave everybody an opportunity to become something. Everybody's watching YouTube at the time. Everybody's on TikTok dancing. It was a way for people to feel like they were still in the world because you were secluded at the time. And a lot of people capitalized off of it. I didn't get into it until 2022. But the moment that I did, it's been life-changing. Oh, I'm gonna cry. You go from struggling to thriving, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So much has changed within that time. I am 7 figures in within 2 years. And at the time, as I said, I was a single mother. This guy my fiance that I had known since college ended up moving to Milwaukee to be with us. And life it changed. And if it happened for me, y'all, somebody that felt like motherhood was like, I'm gonna be honest, the worst thing that could have happened to me, not realizing it was the absolute best thing that happened to me, thriving in it. And once you let go of that embarrassment and all of that, that's when you can really, really grow and realize what you have in front of you and use it. So I started setting up our camera on TikTok. We're at 1.4 million followers. Started setting up our camera. We started going viral, just doing little different things like charcuterie boards and what was another? Oh, we did vision boards. Nobody ever saw kids do vision boards. Just thinking outside the box, and that changed our lives.
I love that, and I love how you pointed out when you get over the shame, life changes. So keep that in your back pocket. If you are shameful about something, work through that thing. Work through that thing.
I have 2 questions. I have 3 questions. Mm-hmm. First of all, I've never been invited to the Sunday brunch or dinner. And I'm part of the family now. You guys adopted me.
I take to-go plates every Sunday.
You really do.
I do.
You really do. But I am so inspired. I am so inspired. When Kia told me your story, I was like, really? All that happened? So it goes back to the introduction when, even going back to the episode that we did where you're telling your story, not a lot of people know what we go through in life, right? And things that have happened in our life that has shaped us today. So when you think back of where you were, where you are now, 2 things that come to mind for me. One, how do you define success in your personal life today? And with 1 million followers on Instagram, 1.4 on TikTok, how do you deal with the negative comments? Because that can be a lot. Because mama bears, right? Say anything that you want about me, but when they start attacking your kids, it's a different story. So those are my 2 questions.
Okay. Defining success for me is just my children thriving is my success, honestly. I know a lot of mothers a lot of people think it's cliche, but honestly, that's always been my goal. That's always been me. If you know me, you know Kaden, Peyton, and Hayden, the trio, they come before me. And them thriving is truly my success. I'm grateful. And then as far as the followers, I post and go, y'all. We get paid $45K a video. Woo, I don't care what anybody has to say about
say that again.
What you learn to post and go.
I need to be a manager.
So we're paid up to 40. The highest I've been paid for a 30-second video was $52,000.
Wow.
Our current rate for an Instagram is $45K. TikTok is $31K because the engagement is so weird on TikTok. But yes, it's very lucrative. You start not to care. You post and you go.
I would not care either, right?
I engage and I have a beautiful community. The good truly outweighs the bad. In my community, they go in there and get them. You're not talking about my internet nieces and nephews. You're not, so I don't even have to. I keep my mental clear.
Yeah.
We've just been on a 2-month break, y'all. I make sure we take mental breaks. This is not a performative act. This is our real life. And if I feel like it becomes too much, we'll step away. Thank God we're in a position that we can do that.
Love it.
But yeah, you're not gonna, no. not stress me out.
Can I just say, you guys are very similar, because this is the first time that I meet you, but when we started the podcast, I said, you know what, I don't want to deal with people negative comment, and she's like, when you start seeing that check coming, you won't care about the comment. Because she's more logical, I'm more feelings.
One thing about me, I'm business, right? I'm like, I've been broken enough now, it's business oriented. So when it comes to people, I've outgrown shame and caring about the opinions of people. We gotta grow, baby, and pay bills, okay? And so talking about the balance, I have two, but technically one in the house, because my oldest is 23, and baby, I still struggle with balance, right? So talk to us about how do you handle the balance when you have three younger ones, a full thriving business, you're engaged. Kudos to you, I love it for you. And all of those things, like what advice would you give us on like balance in life while still making and going after goals?
Okay, so routine, y'all. I'm a very routine person. All the videos and stuff, this is stuff that we just do every year. And as they're getting older, I'm realizing like these are not my little babies anymore. So I have to switch up the routine a little bit. But if Kia is late for dinner, just don't even come. I'm very on track.
She will start doing that.
No,
because she's always late.
She's always late. She is.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was a little late.
Too much. Too much.
But I'm serious. Like I'm very not militant, but my children know, so they just get in line. Which you kind of raise them to be that way, and so now they have their routines. It's like that's the way that I'm able to balance it. And then my fiance know you get in line too. We just all in line. We just all in order. So routines, y'all. You have for me, it's worked, and I set the tone for the family, so they just kind of fall in line now. But obviously, we have to get to that point. But routine.
So since we're talking about routine, right, and throughout the process of you creating content and doing that sort of things, you have changed it up a little bit. You said you started doing the activities, the vision boards, now doing the cooking. So how do you manage, besides the routine, to create the content, right? Make sure the kids are engaged to the content, but then also balancing your life, Sometimes moms, we need a break from these kids. Even from the man, and I don't even have one, but I already know that I'm gonna need a break from him sometimes. So how do you manage that? Creating the content, all of that.
We live a very regular life, y'all. This is stuff that we do on a daily, so it doesn't even seem like content to them. This is what we actually do. We just film it. We do take Sundays, so we don't film. We film maybe twice a month, unless we're getting a paid partnership. But we just film Sunday, which takes about 2 to 3 hours, and they already know. We've taken a 2-month break, so they're like, are we filming tomorrow? I'm like, yes. Calm down. Yes, they're ready. So it's like you have to just know when it's time to step back. As far as my fiance, he works 2 jobs. He takes care of everything. Like, we live regular lives. We have date night. If I need a babysitter, I'll call my sister. I'll call, my grandmother, not anymore, but, family. You have to have a village. And, we just live regular lives. So it's just regular for us. This is, like, what we really do.
And I witness to that. And when she does ask if I could babysit, they be like, can we bring food?
That's what I do,
They put me on blast. They be like, she don't got the good stuff. No, because I don't cook. And we'll be out, and they'll be like, TT Kia, they speaking to us. They not talking to you. People will come up and be like, can I take a picture? And for me, I'm kind of like, I'm very protective, and so I have trust issues. They be like, that's okay. That's our internet family. I'd be like, baby, we don't know that. We gonna keep going. But I love what you're doing with them, and just to be young and thriving and be engaged with your kids, like that's something that, listen, I try to do and hope that other people appreciate and not just look at the business side of it, but look at what you're actually building. And then we'll take maybe 2 questions just so we could stay on time from the audience. But my last question from you, so we always do the Grown Woman podcast with gems, right? So what 3 gems would you leave for all of us in the room as we're going into 2025?
Okay, for those of you that want to be content creators, stay authentic. Stay authentic and niche down. And we can talk about that if you want to another time. For mothers, thrive in motherhood. I know it's very hard when you're barely keeping your head above water. You're in survival mode. I'm just now getting to a space because I don't have to work anymore. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, that I can truly thrive in motherhood. But just know, it gets brighter at the, like, just keep going, y'all. It gets better. And then 3, bet on yourself always.
Take notes. Bet
On yourself. I love that
one.
So we're going to take maybe 1 to 2 questions. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Out
we
of the
have mic
audience,
runners.
we have Rob, who's going to come around with the mic, and then
Hey, how's everyone?
We have Jason Momoa.
Jason
From
Momoa.
We already talked about that.
Hi, my name is Melinda. Thank you all for sharing your stories. I wanted to ask you, being a mom, I'm in the school system, and so a lot of children want to go into the field of creating. And so what I would like to ask you is, how do you ensure that your children, one, the educational component, how that doesn't how what they're doing doesn't interfere with their education, and what would be something that you would share with children to encourage them to move forward in content creating?
Great question.
So we take education extremely seriously. All of my children are in Kumon. We do hour sessions. Their school that they currently attend does not give homework. We provide the homework. We take it extremely seriously, and they know we don't play. Well, I'm not gonna even say me. It's my fiance. I'm a little bit more lenient, but we have them in Kumon. And when they get to school, the school that they're at is very diverse. I don't feel like they're treated any different than any of the other children. I feel like they have a very low profile at that school, and I love it. So they know that school is first, and I don't think they really know or grasp where they are in life right now. So that helps. And then for children that want to get into this, just it has to be your mother that, well, depending on the age. What age were you?
I have K through 8th grade.
Okay, yeah, so it's really dependent on the mom, because you want to make sure, they shouldn't even be on the internet yet unless it's with the mother. You got to be, I think, 13 or 14 to get accounts. So I would just say, if it's something that they truly want to do and their mother approves of it, then that's the way to go. And if not, wait until you have age.
One more? Yeah, we'll take one more question.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Let's go right here.
Oh, we have. Amen.
We'll come back.
All right, thank you. I have not had the wonderful opportunity to actually view your podcast yet, but how has your equipment actually progressed from when you first started? So, for example, where you started off with a phone and moved to camera?
Y'all, I use my iPhone to record everything. I set it up on a tripod. I do have cameras. I have the Sony AZ1, the Sony ZV1. I have like every camera, but I don't even know how to use them. They're collecting dust. I just get them just because. But I use my iPhone. I wipe off the lens and I push record. That's it. On the back camera.
Wow.
You can make a lot of money with your
Making
iPhone.
7 figures off the phone.
Baby,
I'm doing something wrong over
here we
here.
are with all this stuff that we
Yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it. All you really need to do is make sure your content is engaging, and it's something that people can learn from, engage with, and appreciate.
We have somebody who had
that.
one comment.
You have a
That will
comment?
be the last one. Okay, yeah.
Hi, Kayla. I just wanted to say I was following you before I even knew you and Shaquille were sisters, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about how we know each other. But when you talked about the comments that your kids get, I just wanted to tell you out loud, them babies be well taken care of, moisturized. I love moisturized. I'm like, what is their skincare routine, you know?
Listen, shining. Them faces be shining.
But I just wanted to say, you treat them so well, and I love the work that you do. I love food, too, so we talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I just wanted to give you your flowers out loud, too. You can tell your videos just how you take care of them. I'm like, I need to be one of your kids, you know. You take me in your house.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
For sharing your story, for being here. Wait, can we get your social media
I was
handles?
going to say, ladies,
Yes,
we need
social media
social media
handles.
contacts. So take out your phones, you guys.
Wait. Okay, it's just Kayla Danielle Art, everywhere. Instagram, Kayla Danielle Art. Facebook, Kayla Danielle. TikTok, Kayla Danielle Art. Yep, every platform is the same. And if you're wanting to be a content creator, you should do that too.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kayla.
Thank you.
Hey, can we make sure that we know how to follow the podcast, please?
Go ahead.
The Grown Women Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you watch all of our episodes.
Yeah, we're learning from Kayla Danielle
Yes.
Art. Everything
Listen,
is
we're
grown woman. She'd be like, get those cameras together. Do this, do that. I'm like, yes, ma'am. But it is GRWN, not the regular spelled grown. So please follow, share, subscribe. We trying to collect checks too, y'all. Okay?
We're trying to.
All
We're
right.
trying to.
Well, thank y'all. It is in
Perfect.
hands now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, ladies. I have some super exciting news for y'all. Y'all ready for it? Can you guess? Ooh, I heard an answer. It is time to eat. That's my favorite thing. So, again, can we give a round of applause to the podcast and to Kayla?